Excerpt from You Can Run, a Kramer and Shadow novel by Greg Smith. Chapter 40. We have visual on the FBI spotter aircraft, sir. During the flight, introductions had been shared aboard the Huey. The chief pilot was Captain Robert Goddard, a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan. His co-pilot, Lieutenant Lee Child, had teamed up with Goddard in Afghanistan and had been with him ever since. Then there was Sergeant Sharon Bolton, the crew chief, and Corporal Jimmy Patterson, the Marine, nursing the machine gun. Goddard's words snapped McCormick awake. Deprived of a decent night's sleep for several days, the constant vibration of the chopper and the muted engine noise had succeeded in lulling the FBI agent to sleep. He unlatched his safety harness and quickly joined the pilots up front. There! McCormick's eyes tracked along the pointing finger. At first, he was at pains to spot anything ahead in the partially cloudy sky. Then, yes, I see it. At least I think I do. A flash of reflected sunlight telegraphed the light aircraft's position. That's it, sir. Just under 2 miles ahead. We could only catch up to them if they stopped moving, and they can't do that without falling out of the sky. McCormick's comment brought a chuckle from both pilots. That they would, sir, most definitely. No, it appears they've been circling for a while. A brief burst of static came through McCormick's headset. Then he could hear Gentry's voice as the fellow agent spoke from the spotter aircraft. They're on the move again. McCormick laid a hand on Goddard's shoulder and motioned that he wanted to speak with Gentry. The captain nodded, tapped his own helmet, and gave a thumbs up. Gentry, this is Guy. Mark, I hear you, Guy. The Marines didn't waste any time getting you on site. Thanks for organizing all this, by the way, McCormick said. I didn't think we'd actually catch up with you. What's been happening with the van? It left Interstate 8 just outside of Gila Bend and pulled into a trucker's stop, a Love's Travel stop. Lots of rigs parked there. Must be popular. I think one of the suspects took the girl to the restrooms. They're either getting sloppy at their job or mighty sure of themselves to run the risk of them being noticed, McCormick remarked. Well, whichever the case, they must have gotten away with it because the van left the stop a couple of minutes ago. They weren't breaking any speed limits. A cloud enveloped both aircrafts, and Goddard eased his Marine UH-1Y high and wide to avoid a possible collision with the invisible spotter plane. Moments later, both aircraft reappeared. The chopper was 400 feet off the plane's starboard wing. Mark Gentry came online, confirming that the suspects have left Interstate 8 and are now taking Route 238 east. That takes them into Maricopa, roughly 18 to 20 miles south of Phoenix. I'm directing units to the intersection of 238 East and 347 South, and all other intersections south of there to the Casa Grande Highway. Good plan, Mark. McCormick was studying a local road map. That effectively throws up a line of surveillance the suspects have to cross if they continue eastward. My thought exactly, Gentry replied. I can't see what else they could be planning to do. Right now, the only thing standing between them and Maricopa is the Mobile Elementary School. McCormick moved to the side door occupied by Corporal Patterson and peered out. He could see the green van below. From the chopper's current altitude of 2,000 feet, the vehicle looked to be about half an inch long. It was moving left to right as it followed Maricopa Road eastward. A railway paralleled the road, and both ran through an inhospitable, dirty, sand-colored landscape, dotted with sparse vegetation and creased with numerous dry creek beds. The van skirted the lower edge of a line of hills that ran northwards. The spotter plane and chopper trailed the target below, their altitude only slightly higher than the hilltops sloping down to the roadway. Several minutes passed as the van continued on its way, oblivious to the shadowing entourage. The hills dropped behind and the countryside became even more barren of vegetation. Coming up on Mobile, Lieutenant Child reported. McCormick referred to his map. Mark, what's in Mobile? He asked. Apart from a number of solid waste landfills, the elementary school, and a population of less than 100, a whole lot of nothing. Why? Oh, just wondering. Getting the lay of the land, and I'm picking up some radio chatter, Child cut in. It's coming in on a bearing of 328.5 and an AG frequency. AG frequency? McCormick asked. Air to ground, sir, Child answered. An aircraft talking to someone on the ground. A pilot talking with an air traffic controller? Queried McCormick. No, sir. Whoever the pilot is, he's using a frequency not assigned for that purpose. "Can you patch me in?" asked McCormick. An instant later, he was listening to an unfamiliar voice. "Repeat, we are some 25 minutes out." "Shit, man, you're early. We agreed to meet at 4:30. The speaker had a strong southern accent. McCormick instinctively glanced at his watch. It read 3:45 p.m. "Couldn't help it. We picked up a strong tailwind along the way. How far out are you?" The mystery pilot's voice was deep with a touch of southern twang. "Oh, about 10 miles or so, but the last few have us on a dirt road. No telling how fast we can make it over that." McCormick's brow furrowed as he glanced at the van below, then at the map in his hand. For some unknown reason, his finger began tracing the thin gray line denoting Maricopa Road. It stopped on Mobile. "How's the cargo holding up?" asked the deep voice. McCormick's finger began moving slowly up a thin black line that ran north from the Mobile Elementary School at the junction of Route 238. "Cargo's just fine. Can't you hold off landing for a bit?" The southerner sounded a trifle agitated. "I'm on a tight schedule, if anything. I can wait on the ground, but I'm not about to fly in circles waiting for you, not around here." "That's better than nothing, I suppose. Thanks, I'll do what I can to make up some time." The tension left the southerner's voice. "Hey, after the pickup, you're flying straight to meet with..."